save me some.
Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing well. Well, I'm back again with another channel, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Now, listen, something came in yesterday, and I opened it up. I opened it up because I had to. Because I had to check it, make sure that it was intact. I have a physical media bucket list. I have created a physical media bucket list. Number one on the list is Airheads on physical media. Somebody please give me a copy of Airheads on physical media so I can add to my collection. And I'm not talking about a DVD. I already got the DVD. Okay, what I'm looking for is the Blu-ray. I don't even, if it comes out on 4K, I don't even care about that. I just want the Blu-ray, the real original Blu-ray of the real deal. Not this bootleg crap that I'm finding on YouTube on eBay, and they're calling it redone or rehashed or listen, what it's called is bootleg. It's called bootleg garbage, and I don't want the bootleg garbage. Okay, what I want is a real pressing of Airheads. That seems to be my number one on my bucket list of things, and you're probably like, well, why haven't you bought it yet? If that's the number one, well, because I am not going to pay some flipper $300 for something that was at one point in its life maybe $20. Okay, at one point in its life it was probably worth $20. It's still worth $20 in my head. It's worth $20. Okay, it's not worth $300. That's some crazy crackhead flipper that's sitting there at home at night. He's like, oh yeah. Know what?
This is crack.
$300. 300. Yeah. Oh, it's a good idea. No, you're an idiot. Okay, you're an idiot, and you ain't getting that from me. Okay, you might get that from somebody else. You ain't getting no $300 from me for a Blu-ray that I know will eventually get redone. Somebody's gonna pick up Airheads. It's gonna be a Kino title, I bet you. I'm feeling Kino. I'm feeling something. I'm feeling it's coming from Kino. Sony's picked up all these things. I don't know what company makes Airheads, but somebody's gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna be able to get my copy. And then those $300 copies that people are buying right now, and these flippers that are flipping them for $290 or $300. Listen, it's just ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous. But this was on my list of bucket list of pickups, along with do I still have the other one over here? Yes. Yeah, I got that one. So my Tudor was on my list of bucket list titles, and only because that's the stuff that I grew up on. Like the USA All Night stuff. And here's another one called Tomboy. Okay, not to be confused with Tommy Boy. Tomboy. And this movie actually stars, make sure I say her name right, Betsy Russell. Now, Betsy Russell was in a movie called Private School, or Private School for Girls, which is an absolute awesome, almost American, National Lampoon's Animal House type 80s awesome USA Up All Night feel type movie. She was also in, I believe, the newest Saw movies. She played the bad guy in the newest Saw movies. She's been around for a while, but she only did a handful of movies back in like the 80s. And this movie came out in 1985. This was put out by Scorpion Films. This has been long out of print. And I waited, and finally listen, there are some really nice people on eBay. I'll tell you that right now. Some people that you contact them and you tell them what your situation is, and you tell them that you're a big fan of whatever, and they'll work with you. Listen, not everybody on eBay is a scumbag flipper. Okay, not everybody on it. Okay. At one point in my life, in my eBay purchasing life, I believed that everybody that sold on eBay, they were just trying to make a quick buck and trying to rip off the poor man or the poor woman or whatever. And some of them, granted, they are. They're totally trying to take advantage of senile old people that are trying to probably buy a gift for their grandchild or whatever. And they're like, oh, look, I could buy RoboCop Blu-ray that's probably worth about $10 for $400 because it's got a metal cover, and I'm gonna buy it for my grandchild. No, listen, that's just scumbagish. Okay, that's scumbagish for these people, these flippers to grab something that cheap and then sell it to somebody that's kind of naive and doesn't understand the collecting process. So yeah, this thing right here is going between $50 to $80 on a normal basis. I believe I sent the guy an offer out for like $40. And they grabbed it. And I was like, okay, $40, paying $10 bi-weekly. That's not a that's Taco Bell. You know what I mean? That's Burger King. That's McDonald's for me. You know, I can go a week without McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell to pay off my Tomboy movie. What do I know about this movie? I know I have a 4-pack that has this movie in it. It's like has this. I think it has Soul Man in it and a couple other movies. I want to say one with Johnny Depp. He's climbing up a girl's body. Not summer rental, something rental, rent, summer something. Man, I'm drawing a complete blank. Forget it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not even gonna try. But if you, spring break. I think maybe. But yeah, it's in a 4-pack. So it's a 4-pack, one DVD, all 4 movies crammed into one DVD. So I was like, nah. I want my Blu-ray. So I just wanted to show you that because that did come in. But I have stuff here that I need to open so I can see what the situation is. We have a box here. Came from Robert R. Reed, and I believe this is I believe I almost cut my leg off. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Razor knife down. All right. Ooh, that was open and it landed on my foot, my leg. They put the Fragile stickers on the front. Let me see if I can cover this thing up here. I can show you. Fragile. And let's see what they did with this thing. This may have been one of my other bucket list ones. Now this one, if it is, which I think it is, I have never seen this movie before. But I did watch the trailer after seeing the cover art, and I was, oh no, how dare you? He gave me the packing peanuts. The packing peanuts. Okay, who does this? Okay, listen to me. What's your name here? Robert Reed. Robert Reed. Is that the father from Brady Bunch? I thought he was dead. From Seattle, Washington. Yes, he gave me the packing peanuts. Are they the packing peanuts? If they get wet, they disappear. That's the question. Feels like them. It is, yes. I don't know if I just if these are made of poison, but I know if you put them in your mouth, they totally dissolve. Tastes like crap. All right. Anyway, yeah, he gave me the pack of peanuts. Let me see if I can get these things. Oh, by the way, little warning: do not try this at home. I'm a trained professional idiot, and yeah, I like to suck on pack of peanuts. That's my thing. So let's see what we got here. Do we got a note? I love when people give me notes. I got something here. What do you got here? Thank you from Bob. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Bob. That's what it says. And I actually paid $28 total for this, but he was asking $33.88. So I don't even have to go back into the thing here. So thank you, Bob, for working with me from going from $28 to from $33 to $28 exactly. And it is a copy. Ooh, nice. Hey, Bob, you shouldn't have. You blow my mind on this one. A movie called Girlfriend from Hell. But the topper is look at this beautiful I'm gonna open from the bottom. I'm not gonna open from the top because I don't want to crease the top. That way I put this on the shelf. Look at this beautiful storage type thing here. I mean, it's got this, so it's very tough to get it with the slipcover. Okay, you can buy these things on eBay all day long for ridiculous amounts of prices. The prices go all over the place, but not with the slipcover. This was put out by, what company put this thing out? Was this I think at one point this was by Severin. I think Severin was selling this, but then it wasn't anymore. Yeah, here's the cover art without the slipcase. Here's the slipcase, and here's that really cool. I don't own anything in this hard plastic protective thing there. I'm gonna keep it on there because this is a memory type thing. And this is Girlfriend from Hell, the Blu-ray. We have the reverse cover art, I guess. Yep, from the new cover art, and then we have the original cover art. If you have not seen the movie Girlfriend from Hell, or if you have, please comment below whether or not it's was a good purchase. I just thought that it seemed very it caught my eye. I was scanning through. Like I said, this has to be either an X Vinegar Syndrome release or an X Severin film release or an X. It's not Arrow because it does not have the Arrow thing there. But it was in one of my searches, and all of a sudden it popped up, and I was like, Let me watch the trailer. Let me see if the trailer is halfway decent, or is this just a pile of garbage that maybe I should just pass on. I mean, because the cover art. Listen, if you guys are collectors, you know that you look at that cover art, you're sold. You're sold on the cover art. You're like, wow, that's just cool. The back over here, you get the pentagram going on over here. We got the devil made her do it, not that she minded. Okay, that's just a lovely little added saying here. We got kids with little laser guns and stuff. This is just a pile of cheese in a beautiful packaging. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Reed, Bob. May I call you Bob? Thank you, Bob Reed, for selling this to me. Was the father from the Brady Bunch Bob Reed? Because I'm having a Bob Reed moment. Hold on. Hold on a second here. Wait a minute. Who was the father from the Brady Bunch? Come on, Siri. Work with me here. Give me some sound here. Michael Paul, Mike Brady, ABC. Robert Reed. Yeah, it was Robert Reed. Died in born 1932 to 1992. So listen, yeah, Robert R. Reed. I don't know if he's got an R in between his thing, but I'll tell you right now. Yeah, look, Robert Reed. Yeah, the father from the Brady Bunch. I'm good. I'll tell you right now. Listen. I like my high school teachers used to tell me all the time. I am a fountain of useless knowledge. That's what they used to say to me all the time. Like, listen, they come up to me to be, listen, you got detention tonight. Okay, you're a moron, but you are a fountain of useless knowledge. Listen, we want to know about music, movies, TV shows, whatever. We're gonna come to you. We want to know about math, science, and history, and all kinds of stuff that we definitely ain't coming to you. Yeah. So Robert Reed is not dead. He's in fact he's an eBay seller, and he's selling Beeline movies from that used to be Vinegar Syndrome or whatever on eBay. Yes, that must make you feel good. It makes me feel good. Okay, I have nothing against Robert Reed. Okay, next thing I got here is heavy. And it says, please handle with care, fragile, thank you. There we go. Big sign here. This feels box setish. Okay, now I will tell you that recently, my wife won tickets for us to go see the Rolling Stones. So since then, I have been trying to complete my Rolling Stones collection by purchasing every Rolling Stones box set, because I own all the CDs. I wanted to purchase every Rolling Stones box set that I possibly can. I will tell you that my Rolling Stones collection has made my little bit of a bucket list of physical media, because they released a Rolling Stones mono box set. Now, I own the Beatles in mono. I own David Bowie in mono. I own Bob Dylan in mono. I love mono recordings. Listen, I don't know about you, but it's a strange thing, but when I was little, when I was a kid, I had a record player. I don't know if you guys remember these record players. They used to have, like, they come in a box. Okay, I know they got the new ones now, but this was back in the day where every kid had a record player, and every kid, the record player had a character on it. Okay, and that was probably the selling point. Mine's, I believe, was a Pink Panther one. I had a Pink Panther one. Had the Pink Panther on top. You opened up, it was white. You opened up the lid, and you have you put your record on it, or your 45. It had a little thing for the 45s. And I would literally just lay on the floor with this record player with a little tiny speaker and listen to it for hours. I remember photographs of me as maybe a 5, 6, 7-year-old child, fast asleep, laying on the side of the record player. Somebody must have took my picture with a Polaroid. And I remember just listening to these records over and over and over again. And they weren't even my records. Most of the stuff that I had was my father's records, and what I would do is I would just take his Kenny Rogers record, or I'd take his Rolling Stones record, or his Bob Dylan record, or his Elvis record, or my mother was a big Mac Dylan fan. Is it Mac Davis, not Mac Dylan, Mac Davis fan. I never caught on to that one. Okay, I don't remember even putting that one on. But the Grease soundtrack, the soundtrack for American Graffiti, all of these things were like staples in our house. Okay, but the other thing was my father had multiple purposes for them. Okay, not only were they records that could be played on my record player, but they were also holders for our pizza. My father would go buy pizza, or he'd go steal pizza, or he'd go get pizza. Okay, at the time, my aunt worked at a pizza place. that wasn't too far from our house, and she would give us one of these things where we would go in and we'd order a pizza. We'd go in and get the pizza, and she'd be like, "Just go, just take it." So we had a lot of pizza. We had a lot of pizza growing up, which probably describes the reason why I am the way I am. So we would go home, and if I was lucky, I would get the Grease album or I would get the American Graffiti album, because both of them you could open up with the gatefold, and you could put 2 slices of pizza on the record and carry it over and sit down and eat on the gatefold. Now, granted, this was a strange thing. This is one of those where you comment below, I have never heard of this in my entire life. My wife tells me, listen, the things that you've been through in your life is not normal, okay? The things are not normal, okay? She tells me this all the time, but I argue with her. I'm like, yes, it is normal. It's completely normal, because this is what I know. This is all I remember. This is all I know. Now, if I got lucky, I would get the Kenny Rogers album. Kenny Rogers' Greatest Hits still had the cellophane on it, still had the wrapper on it with the hype sticker. So that way, when I was done with my pizza, I could actually use a little paper towel or whatever, and I could wipe the pizza sauce and the rest of it off of the record. And it stayed semi-clean. On the other hand, when it came to Grease or any of the other ones, Grease literally had grease on it. Okay, grease was covered in pizza grease, and we never cleaned them. This was a straight. I don't even know if we had plates in our house at one point. I know later on in life when Thanksgiving happened and stuff like that, I remember I had to do the dishes, and I had dishes to do all the time, pots and pans, and there were some plates. But when it came to pizza, we picked the record album cover, and that's what we ate our pizza from. And I will tell you, after a while of pizza and cheese and sauce and everything being on a pizza cover, years of doing this, when you went to go grab your record cover after years, literally the cheese was still stuck. It could have been cheese from like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, stuck to the album cover. So I would grab my Grease, or I would grab my Kenny Rogers. Those are the ones that pop into my head, because I remember the Kenny Rogers had like a black cover, had Kenny in the corner there, and actually had a list of all of his greatest hits right over on the side. Or John Denver's Muppets Christmas. Okay, that was another big hit for me. I'd be like, oh, let me grab. But I have a brother, you know, and we all had to make sure we had to get the right album cover. So I'm going a little bit too much on this, but according to my wife, this stuff's not normal. This is not a normal thing. No, you don't eat pizza off of album covers. But in my day and age, yeah, yes, you did. So my wife, wow, I just drawn a complete blank. I just went right off topic, messed it all up. So the deal is what I'm starting to realize is that a lot of the stuff that I was forced to listen to as a child because of what I had available kind of grew on me. So, you know, groups like the Rolling Stones or Bob Dylan or Led Zeppelin or Kenny Rogers or still people that I listen to this day. And I am trying my hardest to try that's where I was going with this. There's a mono recording of, I think, their first 15 albums. And when it first came out, I had it. It's one of those things, man, where you had it in your hand. Okay, I was at a Newberry comic somewhere, had the thing in my hand. It was like $50. I was like, I can't pull the trigger on $50. I can't afford it. I can't buy it. I'm not gonna do it. And now it's up over $300. There's even one person selling them right now on eBay for like $600 and change. There's another one for like $800. And all it is a 15 CD box set of the mono recordings. But because of the whole record player setup that I had when I was a kid, I was so used to listening to everything in mono that I find that nowadays, if you got some really good headphones and you got a really good download system going on if you got one of your Sony players there that I'm big on there, the mono recordings are absolutely beautiful. I think sometimes even more superior than the stereo recordings. Okay, it's just you hear so much more in mono because when they remaster stuff, they wash things away or they clean things up and they get rid of things. I miss listening to like a Beatles album with like the hissing and the stuff in the background and you could hear talking and you could hear so much more in the mono recording. So yeah, you people out there, if you own a Rolling Stones mono box set that's not a bootleg, because that's another problem, is that I guess they got a lot of these Japanese or Chinese bootlegs floating around too, like they did with the Beatles box set that I got screwed on before, and I had to return that thing. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of Rolling Stones mono box sets out there that are also floating around that are complete garbage, bootlegs, pieces of crap. Unfortunately, there's just people out there that do that. And the other sad thing is that some people are very naive and they don't know what they're buying. And they'll keep buying them, and these people will keep creating them. Probably cost them maybe $25 with the CDs to make a bootleg box set like that, and they're selling it on like an eBay thing for like $500, $600. That's a little sick, sad, disgusting. It disgusts me. And in here, after all this talk, there's better be a yeah, it is. Okay, all right, here we go. This is my first, and you're gonna see more because they're gonna keep coming in the mail. They're gonna keep coming in the mail because I think I bought 5 or 6. This is the first one of my purchase because after going to see the Rolling Stones in my hometown recently, I was like, I got to get everything. It was one of those concerts. So I haven't had a concert like this in a long time. My wife won tickets, I want to say, for the first ever Kiss farewell tour. Opening act was Ted Nugent and Skid Row, and my wife we went to the concert. I was working crazy hours at the time. I was all messed up because I was afraid I was going to lose my job if I took the time off to go to the concert. But my wife's like, you're taking the night off. I don't care what's going on. You call out sick. I don't care what. Listen, you've always wanted to see Kiss. You've never seen Kiss before. You've been a Kiss fan. You got Kiss tattoos. I want you to go see Kiss. So I don't care what they're going to do. You're going to go see Kiss. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I stood there through the complete concert with like my mouth hanging open in awe. I was in complete awe of what I was watching right from the beginning, right from Ted Nugent. I mean, Ted Nugent does this whole thing where he's got a bow and arrow and he sends a guitar flying up in the air and he shoots the guitar and the guitar explodes. I mean, that was cool. Seeing Skid Row, which was one of my favorite bands in of the late '80s when I was in high school with Guns N' Roses and Poison and everything, that was cool. But then when Kiss came out and they did their farewell tour and their show with the original lineup with Peter, Paul, and Mary, Peter, Paul, Peter, Paul, Gene, and Ace. Yes, okay, they were all there. Not this Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer type situation they got going on now. I have seen them, okay, perform with Kiss also, but I would still prefer to see the original. But I started my collection with this. This is the Rolling Stones Super Deluxe Edition of Goat Head Soup, and I'm gonna tell you why I started with this one. I'm gonna give a little shout out to my Uncle Bob there. He when I started getting records when I was older, he had given me this record. And it was the only record that I had at the time, besides like the other stuff that we had in the house, was Goat Head Soup by the Rolling Stones. And I would play it over and over and over again and really enjoyed the record. Now in here, this is kind of cool because inside here we get disc 1 is the original album new stereo mix. Disc 2 is rarities and alternative mixes. Disc 3 is the Brussels Affair live from 1973, Forest National Arena, Brussels in 1973. And disc number 4 is the Blu-ray with the surround sound of Atmos, high resolution, whatever. And it has a bunch of videos also. So you get Dancing with Mr. D, 100 Years, Coming Down Again, Do, Heartbreaker, Angie, Silver Train, Hide Your Love, Winter, Can You Hear the Music, Star, and it has some videos of Dancing with Mr. D, Angie, and Silver Train. No records in here, though. I will tell you that right now. This is the CD box set. Most of the other box sets that I purchased not only come with the CDs, but they also come with the records. Now, here is my dilemma. Do I open this? It's sealed. It's sealed. It's factory sealed. I own Goat Head Soup already on CD. I don't have the rarities or alternative mixes. I don't have the Brussels Affair. Actually, I do have the Brussels Affair CD. And I believe I might have... I don't have the Brussels Affair or the Blu-ray surround sound Dolby thing there with the videos and stuff. I might have to open it because it has a book too. There's a book in there. Look at the back of this thing. A whole bunch of crap in there. A whole bunch of stuff. Classic album remixed. Rare tracks, outtakes, unheard tracks. Scarlet features Jimmy Page. 1973 concert of Brussels Affairs audio, 120-page hardcover art book, rare photos from the recorded sessions and the world tour, unique insight into the making of the tour of the album, 4 rolled, not folded, they put that in parentheses, not folded, original reproduction tour posters. Blu-ray disc features the new Dolby Atmos surround mix, fully compatible with 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound systems in high stereo and resolution. Look at that. Yep. This is the first. I'm having a type moment of the beginning of a very expensive part of my hobby. Yeah. I'm going to put this back inside the box here so nothing happens to it. I will not be opening that as of yet because I am going to check to see what I have actually downloaded and what I actually have for physical media already. Because I know I have Goat Head Soup. I don't know if I have a deluxe edition. I think I might have 2 different versions. I might already have a deluxe edition. If I have the deluxe edition, then that means it already came with the second thing. That means I only bought this box set pretty much for the book and for the Blu-ray. And I'm fine with that. Listen, you guys know me. You know me. I buy stuff. That's what I do here on this channel. I buy stuff. With that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. Please do me a favor. Stop for a second. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And I will see you later.
You should have saved me some.